I think what you have to understand is that we have a board and we have me of independent-minded people who have set their reputations on the line at making this regulatory system work, and they will not tolerate being prevented from doing that which the particular issues need.
Mm-hmm. You said you wanted to distinguish between the attitudes of the Guardian, the FT, the Independent, and some of the others like the Media Standards Trust and Hacked Off. And I just wonder, though the big newspapers, the Guardian, FT and so forth, they have not signed up yet. They're waiting in the wings to see how it goes, what's going to happen. I mean, are you confident that you can bring them into the fold?
I'm optimistic. I mean, it's a matter for them. I think it's a shame, if we're working effectively, that they wouldn't join up. But of course, one's got to remember that all these different organizations and newspapers have different interests, different constituents, different readers, and they all have to think of them. And they all have very different views about the world, politics, and regulation. It's a remarkable thing that so many publications, something like 98%, have already signed up. And I quite understand why it is that The Guardian does not want to be associated with their other newspapers unless they are satisfied that there is truly independent regulation. And however much I speak about it, however much I assert it, the proof will be in the way we actually act.
So you are convinced that it is better than the PCC, it is more independent?
But it's not it's comparing apples and pears. The two things are totally different. The PCC was a complaints handling organisation without the possibility of any sanctions at all, without the possibility of dictating where corrections and apologies should be placed in a newspaper. We are, for the first time, a regulatory body founded upon the contractual agreement of those who have signed up with the powers that the contract gives us. And in those circumstances, we will regulate. We will not just handle complaints. We will monitor standards. We will point out where there have been breaches of the editor's code, and where they have been deliberate and serious breaches of the code, then they will be punished. None of that has ever existed before in the 75 years that people have been debating about press freedom and regulation. The papers have never signed up contractually to be bound by a regulator. It's something that Hartley Shawcross looked for back in the early 60s and late 50s, and now it's happened, and we've got to see whether we can make it work. It's something that I and the board are determined to try to do.